Story 1. I have a keyboard shortcut on all my devices where typing at it automatically enters my email address. On an iPhone, you can set it up by going to Settings, General, Keyboard, Text Replacement. Story 2. I keep one of those dish cleaning wands you fill with soap in my shower. It's filled with Dawn soap and vinegar. I scrub my shower walls and tub basically every other shower just while I'm in there. Takes less than 2 minutes, and I never have to clean my tub or shower otherwise. About twice a year, I'll do a Comet tub clean scrub, but I can't even see or tell a difference. It's mostly just for peace of mind. Story 3. When you're cleaning up goopy stuff that can't be absorbed, use 2 flat, stiff things like the edge of 2 pieces of cardboard and literally scoop it up. I am stunned at how many people I see trying to clean up something like egg yolks or spaghetti sauce with a mop or a broom. Story 4. 5-minute rule. If it takes less than 5 minutes, do it right when you think about it. Flip laundry, respond to an email you left in the inbox, load the dishwasher, change that bulb in the vanity you have been looking at forever, etc. Story 5. Using sturdy trash bags in camping and outdoor activities is highly recommended due to their versatility and lightweight properties. These bags are made from advanced, inexpensive materials that can serve multiple purposes. They can be used as a backpack liner, rain cover, poncho, sitting pad, and even as a water carrier. Additionally, they can function as an extra shopping bag due to their versatile nature. Moreover, the construction-grade sturdy trash bags are known for their durability. Despite their strength, they are not overly noisy, offering a quiet solution for outdoor needs. Story 6. Do favors for tomorrow you. Is your car getting low on gas? Do tomorrow you a favor and fill it up on the way home. It's almost bedtime, but are there dishes in the sink? Do them as a favor to your future self. While you're at it, get tomorrow's clothes together and pack your lunch when you're not rushed. Tomorrow you will love you for it. And when today you is enjoying all the things that yesterday you did to make your life easier, remember to thank yourself for doing it. I know it sounds silly, but this really helped motivate me in getting things done promptly instead of at the last moment. Story 7. Storing things in airtight containers. I spend a lot of money on mine, so I get why people can't do it, but I've moved a lot and some of the places had bugs, which I've been able to prevent from carrying along with me. Honestly, I was pretty poor when I started doing this. Bought stuff bit by bit. Story 8. I use Ziploc bags in my junk drawer. It's not organized. It's just a handful of junk-filled bags. It makes looking through the junk easier. Instead of sifting through a bunch of junk and loose items, I'll pick up a bag and inspect it for something I'm looking for. Junk bags inside a junk drawer. Story 9. For household essentials, buy more than you need right away. Example. I have 2 packs of toilet paper rolls. One is now, and I store it in the bathroom. The other is later, and I store it in a closet. When now is empty, I get out later. Later becomes the new now, and the next time I go shopping, I buy a replacement later. That way, I very rarely run out of anything. Story 10. Do I need or do I want? If I need it, I get it. If I want it, I wait for a few weeks, do some research, see if I can fit it in, and if I still want it a month or 2 later, then I might go get it. Turns out my wants are not always there after a while waiting. It's new for me, but has changed my mindset drastically. Story 11. I struggle with cleaning, but what I tend to do so I don't get overwhelmed is write out a list numbered 1 to 20 of tasks I need to complete. I break it up into small pieces, and then I roll a 20-sided die to pick tasks off the list. It removes the overwhelm of deciding where to start, and it keeps me on task so I'm not bouncing between 5 different tasks at once. I also usually add things like drink water or check laundry if I don't have a full 20 things to complete. Story 12. I started walking 20,000 steps a day about 3 months ago now, and I feel amazing. I've missed roughly 2 to 4 days a month since starting, but I've also had some days as high as 30,000 steps, so it all evens out. Movement in any form seems to wildly improve my life. I hope others find the same. Story 13. I can't motivate myself to clean for long periods, so I've recently started playing turn-based or periodic games. At the end of every turn, I'll get up and do 5 minutes of cleaning. Then I can spend a day off playing games, but the house gets tidier instead of worse. Story 14. If you are going to use fresh herbs in a recipe such as rosemary, thyme, oregano, and so on, you should bloom them first. Get the pan up to temperature, add either your oil or some butter, and once it's hot or melted, throw in the herbs. Once you can smell them, which takes about 45 seconds to a minute, add the rest of your ingredients. Story 15. Well, this is probably dumb and maybe just for older people. I have an unreasonable amount of prescription medications. The bottles, of course, essentially all look alike. And since I'm 68, my eyesight is not good. So, I write an abbreviation on the top of the medication cap with a Sharpie or plastic marker. Like A for antibiotic. So I don't have to pick up every single bottle every single time to squint at the 4-point font on the label. Story 16. When handing someone their change, give them the coins before the bills. This allows them to hold the coins in their palm while using their fingers for the bills. Otherwise, they have to perform this careful balancing act before they pocket the money. Story 17. Rinsing your dishes and tableware immediately after use when the food residue is still wet and washes away easily, rather than waiting for it to harden. Story 18. I hate cleaning, but whenever I leave a room, I try to take something with me. It might be a piece of garbage, a dish, or an item that needs to be put away. This goes a long way in keeping things tidy without any real effort. Story 19. When technology stops working and you need to turn it off and back on again, turn it off and always wait 10 to 15 seconds or more before turning it back on. This allows the capacitors inside holding the memory bits to fully discharge, and it allows the device to fully reset fresh. Story 20. Buy a robot mop and vacuum cleaner. It runs every night and cleans the lower floor. When you come downstairs in the morning, you always have a clean floor. Story 21. Sharpen their knives. Shiver. Edit to add. Another of my pet peeves is sharp scissors. They are easy to hone, but you need a whetstone. There are no angles involved. Just lay the blade flat along the stone and hone until the whole surface shows new metal. By the way, on one of my trips abroad while visiting my friend's family in India, I learned in that one afternoon, I saw it happen right in front of my eyes. A professional knife sharpener came to the door and sharpened all the iron knives on a belt sander attached to his bicycle. As a teen, my mind was blown. What? There are cultures that don't use dull knives. Story 22. Buy her just because. Flowers. Seriously, apology gifts always carry the scent of the original mistake. Just because gifts truly make her smile every time she looks at them, without reminding her of the mistake I made. Edit because apparently, you can't mention a nice gesture without people trying to make you feel bad for no reason. This post is not exclusive to any gender or limited to just your partner. I can't believe I'm typing this. Story 23. Rinsing dishes before you put them in the sink, so it doesn't smell like rotten food. Loading the dishwasher as you use dishes to prevent pile-ups in the sink. I'm the only one who cleans in my household. It's infuriating. Story 24. It is not that impressive, but as a child living with my parents, we had a day dedicated to cleaning, usually a Saturday or Sunday. And it meant I couldn't go out with friends or do anything like that because I was cleaning. Now that I am an adult, I know I can just do 10 minutes every day and get on with my life. I will never understand taking a whole day to clean. What a bore. Story 25. If I finish a roll of toilet paper and there isn't a replacement, I put the empty roll on the closed toilet lid, so the next person has to physically move it and recognize the roll is empty before they go. I did it at a small coffee shop where my friend had already told the employee they were running low, and it blew people's minds. Story 26. Put salt and pepper on their burger patties. I swear I have the same conversation every time I host a cookout. Your burgers always taste so good. Salt and pepper. How did you learn to make them? I put a little salt and pepper on them before cooking. I could never get my burgers to taste right. Have you tried salt and pepper? Edit. Okay, this resonated with Redditors more than I expected. Thanks for all your tips. Rest assured that I have tried all of them. Garlic powder, onion powder, various pre-made spice mixes, olive oil, Worcestershire sauce. I even put an egg in a batch once because someone said it would hold them together better. I like salt and pepper on fresh beef. Obviously, it comes down to personal preference, but I find simple recipes are often the best. Story 27. Tasting their food as they are cooking it. I thought everyone knew this, but after spending several camps with a variety of different people, I was proven wrong. Story 28. Only ever buy one kind of socks. That way, I never have to match them after the wash. Just throw them all in the drawer. And if one gets a hole in it, you don't need to throw out the pair. Just throw it away and stock up on more of the same sock when running low. I really hate folding socks. Story 29. Sex blanket and wet wipes by the bed. I cannot fathom the people who complain about sleeping in the wet spot. So gross. Fleece is slightly water resistant, so sheets stay clean. Story 30. Store your eye drops in the refrigerator. It's perfect for allergy season when your eyes are burning, and you need something nice and cool to make it all better. Story 31. Okay, it's weird and lazy, but follow me. I only take showers, but I plug the drain for the majority of the time at first. I put Epsom salts and scented stuff in the bottom. As I'm showering, I soak my feet. When I rinse, I remove the plug and wash my feet as it all goes down the drain. Story 32. I cancel my streaming subscriptions immediately after starting them, so they run out after a month. If I'm still using them in a month, I renew. If not, I don't pay for something I'm not using. Story 33. If you don't know how to do something, search for it on Google. I am a software engineer, and the number of computer problems my friends and family bring to me that I literally just search for on Google for them is too high. Story 34. It's probably already posted, but just in case. Percentages are reversible. 10% of 20 is the exact same as 20% of 10. This helps a great deal if you're in a job that requires rapid mental calculations. Story 35. I freeze leftover coffee in ice cube trays. That way, when I make iced coffee, it doesn't get watered down. It just stays strong and delicious as it melts. Story 36. I see people doing wild mental math, trying to figure out tips. If you move the decimal one place to the left, you have 10%. Double that for 20%, divide it by 2, and add it to the original number for 15%. You can get 1% by moving the decimal 2 places to the left and multiply that by any number to get that percentage. Edit. People, there's no need to get so aggressive. It's a math tip that helps me. I'm not telling you how to tip or even commenting on tipping in society, just sharing a math strategy. Story 37. Keep a physical road atlas in your car at all times. And if you don't know how to read one, start learning as soon as possible. Your phone could get stolen or lost, or you could be in an area with no cell service, which also applies to the GPS feature in newer cars. Story 38. Sharpening their knives. The sheer amount of people I've seen trying to cut something with a knife as dull as a circle never ceases to amaze me. It's so much more dangerous and difficult to deal with. Learn how to use a whetstone or call a professional out once every few months. Story 39. I was surprised to find that many people don't realize that in the US, you can still use antennas to watch local stations. Just go to settings and search for digital channels. I remember even back when it was announced that all TV broadcasts would switch from analog to digital, people were buying digital tuners but weren't aware that even then many newer models already had digital tuners built in. Now, I get the sense that people feel they're dependent on streaming services or cable/satellite. If you're just trying to watch a game or catch a debate on a local channel, you can still watch it on your TV. Story 40. Cooking your bacon in the oven on a sheet pan results in virtually no mess. It doesn't splatter all over your kitchen, and you can cook much quicker. Story 41. Place a consistent grocery list in your cell phone's notes section. Items you purchase frequently but not every single time. Things you need to keep in stock, but don't always remember. If you think you might have forgotten something, check it. Story 42. Fold their laundry right when they take it out of the dryer before starting a new load, so you don't let it pile up. If I'm not ready to fold it, I don't take it out of the dryer. Story 43. I'm surprised more women don't shop for clothing basics in the men's section. It obviously doesn't work for every body type, but men's socks are so much better and warmer than the ones in the women's section. Men's t-shirts are made of thicker fabric. Men's sweaters and hoodies are so thick and comfortable. I buy all my comfy clothes from the men's section. Story 44. Keyboard shortcuts. I'm baffled by people who work with a keyboard day in and day out, and I never see them using the ingenious shortcuts. Here are some shortcuts besides cutting and pasting. Tab moves you to the next input box or selectable link. Press Shift plus Tab for the previous box. Home and End keys move your cursor to the end of the line or sentence. Use this in combination with Shift, Shift plus Home, and Shift plus End. You can highlight entire lines of text. And this one is my favorite. Control plus Shift plus left or right. You can highlight word by word. You can also avoid using Shift to jump the cursor word by word. Control plus left or right. To add on to that last one, you use Control plus backspace or delete to delete word by word. Save yourself time and arthritis, learn the keyboard. If on Windows and have shortcuts on your taskbar, you can press the Windows key plus 1 through 9, and you will open the first, second, third, etc. application you have on your taskbar, whichever is first, second, and so on, respectively. Story 45. Pour grease from the skillet into an empty tin can which then goes in the freezer. When full, toss it away and start a new collection. So much better than calling the plumber multiple times per year because you haven't learned that hot grease poured down the kitchen sink doesn't just wash away.